Alrighty. This should be the last one. I got the particle accelerator mostly done. And I frankly don't feel like tampering with it more. All you need to know is you need more of these guiding rings than you think you need. And of course the way I found this out is, well, brute force. Turns out their angle's not too big. Which makes sense, considering to turn 90 degrees in a circle is a little insane. And makes it a square. But this now should work. Maybe. I don't really know. So let's try, I think, a rotten flesh and a redstone. Yeah, I'll probably use this hopper as well. If it's just gonna take up space, I might as well do something. Ignore that water I have. It's just sort of there. Well, this shit ain't shoddy, I don't know what is. Nothing says a particle accelerator like building with dirt. What's the worst that can happen? It explodes? Well, yes, but... Nope, the answer is just still yes. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what I want. 500 joules. I think it's lying. Let's see. Please don't blow up. This shit was so expensive. How do I know how much it's... So how am I supposed to know the joule? When do I throw in the redstone? Oh no. It's getting faster. Oh. About then, I think. Of course, I could just always make the circle bigger, but I don't want to move this. It's a little expensive, nor do I want to move this one. So let's try that again, shall we? But I have all of the space, I might as well use it eventually. You really only need one accelerator piece. You have rotten flesh in you. Well, that's not reassuring me. Thankfully, it doesn't explode. In it goes. Yeah, I must simply be doing something wrong here. Oh. Yeah, especially if I stand in it. I don't think the loop's big enough. Ow! Well, you know what they say, down with the system. Oh, you're actually die. Both. I don't want any of them running. That's the consequence. Nothing's lost. Well, except for my enjoyment, but we've already established tech mods aren't built to optimize those. If you don't mind, I have a Discord message to get to. But besides this hole, there's been another one, and that one that goes into my base. I hate these androidic lasers. I hate them and how they constantly shoot my infrastructure. Alright, that's enough ranting. Back to particle accelerating. You see... I'm gonna move this whole thing. Yeah, that's right. I'm redesigning the whole thing. Preferably with inventory space. I'm going to move this over on this side. Maybe it just wants to be bigger. I mean, that's typically how these work. I bet this thing can fire all on its own. if it is the main piece after all. It just involves a little restructuring. Unfortunately, that laser was so kind as to make that part a lot easier, much to my own dismay. So if you walk backwards, you can kinda gauge where it is. I don't measure this shit, you should know. Also, that is off. That's better. Then we want to put the linear motor, which I don't think matters. Then we want to power the linear motor, aka pray that it's not as bad as it's gonna seem. Call that one wishful thinking, you'll learn about that. Oh, there goes all my power. If only, oh wait, diesel is cheap. If only it was cheap and I was happy about it being that cheap. Please don't fire prematurely. Good. I guess one benefit is now, there's less interruptions. Then this goes to here. I'm sure it can do diagonals. It's gonna be more of an oval, I hope that's okay. I say that like I care. Possibly the most outrageous thing about this. It's just gonna work now. Observe. Huh. Maybe not. Was it just not strong enough? Turns out the more modern technology gets, the worse it becomes. This mod does one thing right. Also, I have extra storage for this. Not that it needs it, but that it's, well, dead weight and I might as well use it. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna dig for my file systems.
So we'll press Windows R again and type PowerShell. Paste that line that we have in the
Alright, I now know where to go. Hey, right, I was designing a particle accelerator. You are not too impressive, you know? Does it want more power? Let's just do a test. I hate these. I'm not fixing that. I've had enough of their bullshit. I'm not fixing that. Okay, how about 2? Also, I'm using dirt this time. I'm not making anything out of it. Huh. Yeah, well, I guess it's not plugged in, is it now? Boy, I sure love using lasers and shit. Most fun thing. Oh, for fuck's sake. Seriously, whose ever idea it was to make some machines require the lasers to run? I'm not happy about it. That's probably want some time to spool up, so, okay, I made plans for tomorrow. Up next is recovering save files for Astroneer, which is something I'm genuinely hyped about. Oh, and I guess there's also this particle accelerator. I wonder, is this allowed? It's a little more fuel efficient than I'm hoping. Oh, hey, it is. How does this become less energy efficient? God, how is it even working? Listen, zombie, if this thing worked, I'd shoot you. We can't always have nice things in life. If you hit me again, I will bring consequences. Sorry, I just ate some steak. Dumbass. It's like it really doesn't like this section here. Is there a minimum and maximum size to these things? Does this thing have to acknowledge? Prefacing why I didn't want to build this particle accelerator in hindsight. This was a horrible idea. You're gonna get particles for you until you die, I want you to know that. Or me. No. These linear motors are slow as shit. This is like a zombie. That's a particle accelerator buster. See, I could expand it, but that involves lasers. I'm just kidding, if only that was the worst part. It requires superconductors. These things, I hate making these. And, trust me, don't be fooled by that 4. For the guide rings, you need at least 8. Which means 2 of these, and I hate those more. Also, why is the particle accelerator measured in joules? Like, this is Minecraft. We're using forge energy, not joules. Hey, look, more ammo. I have to use my fancy machine quarters. Not because I want to, but because, well, they're all I got. Wrench doesn't do wrench things. Okay, well, I don't like what I'm seeing. Maybe by the time this is done, this will actually finish charging. Ow. Cool. That's been wasted now. Where was I? Oh yeah. More. You know how I said that one extra doodad I have in my backpack would probably go to waste? Well, spoilers, I don't even know where it went. In fact, I think I used it already. Yep. Which means I'm building more of them. Yippee. To do that, guess what I'm going to need a lot of? Oh yeah. Probably out of this Endrick compound. Huh. And this, my friends, is why we use the efficient recipe. Because I hate these things. I guess I could always farm in a warped forest, but this is the post game, which is supposed to be fun. Well, Most games try to make it fun. I guess that's the subjective part of this pack. Sure hope I'm not going to need even more of these advanced batteries for these. Let's see here. Oh, well, can't all be winners. And I need to blow the rest of my diamonds on alloying. Would you believe me if I said I'm not really impressed? Cool, right, diamonds. See, here's probably the funniest part about all of this. I want to do another run. Yeah, I'm probably nuts for that. But what can I say? This has honestly been enjoyable up until the particle accelerator. And that's a hard cutoff point, so I'm not doing it again. Maybe next time I'll actually do my goal of making the nuclear reactor. Also, if anyone's wondering why I'm having power issues, I'm not. Don't believe me? Look. Power problems. And redstone. This could be fun, but it's also extremely expensive. All of these are. This is literally netherite, and just why? Also, don't these do like the same thing? No. My advice, this ain't really worth it. It's very overpriced for what you get. What enough bitching? Let's put on something to be happy about. Fitting. Yes, I forgot, but no, it's still fitting. Guess who's making batteries again? Guess he's not enjoying making batteries again. Okay, 10 should be enough. There's this soul I'm gonna lay. They're deep fried in some sulfuric acid. And out comes batteries. By far the best way to make them, and also it's, well, of all the uses of the dubious container, that one actually feels fair, because the dubious containers actually just 8 batteries. And otherwise, these things are really expensive. So, don't be intimidated by fluid recipes. Okay, what's up next? Oh, right. How many of these am I gonna make? That's the real question. I think 10's an insane number. How do I make these? Let's start with that. If I have 2, 8 should be good, so 6. These take a while to make, don't they? It's a good time to realize I'm low on lava. Okay, onto these, I mean. you see, since I have 6 of these, I'm gonna need 6 of these. The reason why I don't have 6 of these is because I'm missing carbon fiber. I'm missing carbon fiber because I'm missing carbon fiber. Sorry, because I turned all of it into netherite, isn't it? Yeah. Huh. It's a little unfortunate. Oh. Guess it never hurts to get charcoal from the oil plant. Yes, I know I have to buy coal. What's your point? Just chuck some somewhere. Some melons I don't need on me. Okay, wood looks surprisingly not horrible. I guess some sticks wouldn't hurt either. Yeah. I hate that thing. Give it back to me. Anyways, I'm going to hell. Also known as the slightly better place to be. I'm not fond of that factory. Should I wait for this to fill? If I have my inventory, I can. Wait, what's in my hand? Batteries. No, please don't get rid of those. I guess I'll just start typing things.
So we'll press Windows R again and type PowerShell.
Hmm. Is it full yet? Probably. Welcome to actual hell. Splooshy. Alright, time to refine. Yes. Logs. Guess I, kinda need to wait for that, don't I? Huh. Six more. In the meantime, I'll actually do something useful. Never mind. We are literally waiting on charcoal. Alright, I'm gonna let this run for a hot while. I'll get back to you guys. Time to type out a PowerShell command by hand. Because the link that was given doesn't take me to the right guideway. You'll see. User. Also, if I ever play this again, I am absolutely going to make a tree farm. Get dash children. That doesn't sound right out of context, does it now? Listen, I don't know PowerShell, so get child item. Sounds just about right to me, I guess. And yes, I said that just to be confusing. Is that a dollar sign or an S? Oh, it's a dollar sign. Check on these things. You never know when you might be. That's what I've learned about code. You just sort of need to check a lot. And I have troubles in English, so this isn't exactly easy for me. I mean, I'm copying, but eh. Sounds quiet. Too quiet. I don't like this. Maybe I do. And I could, but counterpoint, it handles itself okay. Come on, PowerShell. We have files to back up. In case anyone was curious why I'm doing this. There are deeply interlocked files on the PC, and I need to back them up before I do something, which will automatically back them up, and break them. It's also good for future reference. Slash system error. Keep charcoal processing at all times is what I've just learned. I hope this is as riveting for you as it is for me. Also, I haven't really had sugar in the last few days. My body seems to be slightly displeased. I've kind of been fasting from it. And I do have a reason. I don't feel like disclosing, but my body's pretty good at adapting at the shit I've been throwing at it for a few years. So giving it a break might actually make it ease up a little bit. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I want to brush my teeth. Alright, time to do another check. Oh my god. Good news for you guys, I'm actually gonna do something. Yeah, this was only half the process. I have to process it again. Actually, 2 more times. Wow. Spoiled, aren't we? At least this intermediate one's actually fast. Okay, well, I'll get the fire stoked or something. Even though it's just molten stone or something. Whatever. And don't forget I have to spin these as well. Now, I'm just looking at this code and, like, coding, or whatever it wants. And I gotta say, I think I would actually have a stroke if my life depended on figuring this stuff out. So in an ironic turn of events, nothing changes. Time to proofread it. Let me copy that before I accidentally delete it. And run. Huh. Did not work. Okay, well that's fun.
that line that we have in the forums. Press enter and it will open. The Microsoft save file location. So now we have both of these open. This is Steam, and this is Microsoft. And I have a save that I want to import from online. So I will go to this location, which I will also link in the description, for a save that Warfrat A54 made with the Stuntman jetpack obstacle course, which is so much fun. I've already installed the standard version, and now I want to install the hard version. So let's download this, and I have it set just to go to my downloads folder. So let's go get that. Just for ease, I will start with the Steam file. This one's pretty easy. We're just going to right-click and drag and copy this to Steam, and that's it. It's ready. I can go open that save and play it now. If I wanted to open a Microsoft save and bring it over from Microsoft to Steam, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's take this one from October the 7th, right-click and drag, copy it, and you see it doesn't match this format, so we're going to make it match. There's a sample of this in the forum post for how you need to name your file. So let's borrow this name, copy that, rename, we'll paste that in, and let's just call this Microsoft conversion. So there we go. Now this file can also be opened immediately in Steam. Those are ready to go, and we're done with Steam. Let's move on to Microsoft, and this is where we're adding a step from the last video, and I need to get an astroneer, and you'll see in the forum post that we're going to create what I'm calling a sacrificial save. So we're going to start a brand new save in Microsoft, and then save and exit the game, and use that in order to convert a save file over. So let's start a new game. And once it gets to the opening sequence, I'm just going to save and quit. Alright, there we go. Save and quit. Yes. So now, in our Microsoft save location, we should have a brand new, there it is,
So that didn't work,
and this will be our sacrificial
which makes me
save.
very sad, but
Next, we're going to bring over a
charcoal
save.
to
Do this
dust,
from your Steam file, or
from
any file that
dust
was
to
downloaded.
centrifuge,
I'm going to use this one.
from that to realizing this thing's accumulating even more power. Alrighty.
And of course the name
That's actually running out of lava.
again, and that's very important. You'll also see
God.
the file type does not match, so we need to fix that too. So first let's take our sacrifice.
That means I've done about 100 items. That's not me joking, by the way. Hmm. Well, that's pretty impressive. Anyways, where was I? Hmm. Don't worry, that was me poking a joystick. Get some files transferring. Alrighty, well, this seems a little too exciting for me to just sit around and watch, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go brush my teeth. And no, I'm not joking. I actually will go and brush my teeth. That's how riveting the gameplay experience is at this point. I'll be back. Alright, so it took me about 2 minutes to brush my teeth, and another 3 to drink some water and take a piss. By the time I get back, it was only barely finished. Now that is shite. Oh well, guess it's done now. Yeah, I know I have 2 furnaces, I can make power ones, automation and stuff, but no. Anyways. Just get cozy and get back into it. That's coal. Or coal-esque products. Here is coal powder-esque products. And here is carbon fiber-based products. That's a little bit better. Yes, I only need 2. No, not yet. Alright, it doesn't like when this grid is full of stuff. Messy. Okay. On to the other part that sucks. For a different reason. Sure hope this is enough. I could always just make some more reinforced plating. Which, believe it or not, has been turning away, making me some nice precious netherite this entire time. I am not joking. This has been running for God knows how long. These intradic lasers just outright suck. I hate them. This is its max speed, by the way. You have to do this. Whoa, no. Don't tell me that's actually what I'm making. Well, at least it's only 1. Of course I wanted to do... Oh, actually I wanted 6. Well, I guess I have to make another 3 of these. Fuck. That recipe's so much nicer. Well, not really, it's a bit more expensive, but, you know. It gets a little finicky. Ooh, that was all my platinum I had on me. On me is different than in total. Okay, cool. Flux gates. I was also considering refining this to something. Don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Alright. Fluxite and that. I'm gonna make 2 of these, which involves... Or no, I need this for... What was it? Oh. 2 of those, which means 2 fluxite and 2 nickel. Fluxite in, nickel in. I'm actually getting a little low on fluxite. Yeah, that's as worrying as it kind of sounds. Alright. Fluxite done. Now on to making those, and by those I mean these. How many can I make? Well, that's not enough. At least this will let me make diamonds. Allegedly. That's not done. Kirby's at a power deficit. Thanks. This isn't even connected to it. Is this connected to anything? Oh, mineral slurry. Yeah, I mean, even I'm getting lost. Hello, Creeper. You wanna know why I have mob griefing off? Because you. And your incessant need to ruin my plans. Yeah, let's show you. Stupid creepers. Alrighty, I presume I was making something moderately important. Oh, never mind. That was because it was in use. Yep. Okay, now onto the annoying part. Oh, that's what those were for. But don't these provide double? 7 and 6 make 12? Oh, no. Well, you know what that means. This time. Perfect amount. An oddity in this run. I hate these. Did I ever say that? I really hate them. Would you look at that? Everything else did finish charging. Incredible. Seemingly produced more than I was expecting. Huh. Well, I'm not ready. God forbid those things have free will. Okay, now for the annoying part. I think somewhere along the lines I miscounted. I'd rather have more than less, considering these are the expensive parts. That's not the one you're supposed to be... Okay. I've learned with some of these machines, it's just easier to not fight them. Trust me. Do you think you can handle that? No. Okay, how about this one? It's probably thinking the angle's wrong. Yes, that does mean I'm gonna retrofit the entire thing for this. I set you to charge that one, didn't I? Okay. Then here. Every time I set one of these things up, I get anxious, by the way. And how could you not? They are very genocidal. mode without someone being on my case. Weirdly enough, I have less of these than I expected. Oh, right. Some of these guys are a little bit funny. Are we actually discharging the battery now? I need to see some change to believe it. We're using... We're basically breaking even. Actually, no, we're draining barely. Nice. Alright, Stone, come with me. That's not the correct... Okay. It's not connected. No, I guess not. I'm not supposed to auto-fire you, no. Okay, well... As it turns out, this needs to be basically a closed ring. Or else the item just sort of explodes. Thanks. I hate it. Which means this needs to be restructured again. But this time, I think I finally know what I'm doing. That's fucking bold of me to say. Let's start with the inner track, or the outer dead track loop thing. You see, since every single spot needs to be covered, it means we actually want to make this tighter. So probably like that is enough. Now I just need to figure out how long I can make it without it exploding or something. Which would be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Seems the last superconductor is going to be necessary. That's why I unpowered those, by the way. I have no faith. So that's 5. I have 4. Which would make, well, 10. Eventually. So I need to make 1 more. But then it should, theoretically, be fine. Also, I thought it was a good idea to put a wrench on the like a cooldown on the wrench. That doesn't make any sense. It's a wrench. Anyways, here's the plan. We don't get to see it anymore. That's right. Now we get to run everything inside. Because visibility is, well, not futuristic enough. Or something. Where are my machine blocks at? Oh. Right. No, they're probably still in the machines, aren't they? Also, I'm gonna have to match the laser amount. Considering I don't think these things can do more than one single task without blowing something up. And that's a stretch. Huh. Okay. Make it look interesting. Initially, before we just give up. I do mean that. I'm not decorating the side the same way. There we go. Now we route the power line. Thank you. Power line goes up. You make sure that's a block worth of leeway. As you can see here, that would be wires, am I right? Welcome to the true endgame. Routing power. Powered purely by these stupid laser things. Which is as bad as it sounds. Okay. We're gonna need blocks in order to place these lasers. May I suggest cobblestone? It's cheap, and I don't care. This might be a particle accelerator, but it's not even capable of having a single cable input. So I'll let you figure out who here's the smarter one. Still don't know what mod's doing, what it does. And I still don't like it. And yes, these cobblestone things are meant to be permanent. Why do you think I'm not just using wires? There. A loop. It's not done yet. And we're gonna need a lot more of these. A lot more. I don't think this is how you're meant to do it, but they're not letting me use standard cables, so I'm not sure what they're expecting. Look, I've used cables anyways. Who here is proud of me? Now this should actually use a lot of power. Oh, and also it's compatible for speed or efficiency upgrades. Did I need to do it like that? Probably not. But thinking is hard. Potato? Fuel? Also doesn't make sense. This thing's gonna want more diesel. So let me fulfill that real quick. So yeah, naphtha's full. Acid's full. Okay, well that's not gonna run very long. Unless I want to flare more naphtha. Look at that. Out of my way. All stuff I'm gonna need. Anyways, more lasers and a final particle accelerator. I'm so happy I could almost not say anything. Alright, and this thing's gonna need what? Thrusters. Which need those. At least they're not complicated. Now we just get the next part in. 7 seconds here. That was almost a full sack of fluxite. For reference, by the way. Start importing files. I'm doing my own thing in the background. I'm not gonna really go into that. And would you guys believe if I said I have to make more lasers, which needs more eyes? Yeah. This is gonna be fun. So I just need more eyes. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna need 3. Because I had 7. Yippee. Yep. 3. How's this holding up? That speed module's been doing the work. Wow. 3 more diamonds used. Say less excusable. And it's just 2 compound, I believe. Finally, just about done the 3rd revision. Hi, yes, I want 3 of these. Yeah. You know what, we might be done, but I still want speed. Huh? Oh, it does have it. Oh. Weird. Anyways, now that I never need to use that again, I guess it's a bit faster. And this, kids, is why you always make speed modules early. That should be the particle accelerator fully built. I don't see the benefit of charging it this way. Maybe I'm just naive. Do we dare try to kill Effie? Or do we dare make 10 of those? And if I can make 10 of these on the spot, well, fuck it. I guess we do them. If an offer so tempting, how could I resist? If I can't place them. It's almost like the universe was like, hey, no, you're making those. Fuck waiting any longer. And honestly, yeah, I agree. Even for those machines that don't need it. Now look, it charges even faster. Incredible. I guess I'm gonna go check on my atomic forge in the meantime. Especially since those are not even in the Milla. Oh. That's a good problem to have. I think I can, like, really craft with these. Anarchic structures are interesting. That's not good. Nor is that. Wait. What does this need? And that's for enchanting gear. Could be kind of nice, actually. That stuff's hopefully done. How the hell is this meant to be good? Never actually made one of these, but they're not even that expensive anymore. I don't even know what I'm meant to do with one of those. And yeah, I think I've seen most of what's in this pack. It doesn't even say it needs the lasers. I don't like these lasers. They irritate me. Alright, that should be enough power. Come here, redstone. And flesh. Well, it's certainly working a bit better. Ow. By magic, eh? I don't fucking doubt it. But something's gone horribly wrong. And I'm not talking about my death. I expect these OSHA violations. First off, I think these corners might be a bit tight. Second off, I'm not sure how to inject a secondary resource. Does it want to be more circular, I guess? Yeah, I can arrange that. Does it mean I'm happy? No. Well, if we have 10, that means I can do a circle of 5. And if you call that a square, you're right. I don't know, I've kind of just given up on caring about dimensions. Guess I can use that as a placement. Holy shit. Okay. If I build them in 5s, that's gonna require 20. And I don't want to use 20. Well, the short king is being made. Perhaps being more ring-like will keep it a little more comfortable. I say perhaps because none of this shit's simple. Tear out these before anything goes catastrophically wrong. I'm care the symmetry is gone. Don't ask. There we go, and I've kept the most powered ones intact. I just don't want to wait as much for those. Okay. Now on to the fun part. If this doesn't work, I'm just giving up. This is not fun. Look, it made a semi-ring-esque structure. Has to account for something, right? Since I don't actually intend for these upper things to be permanent this time, yeah, we're actually going to use cables. Something that I can easily remove. Make sure all the ring guides are aligned. It's not like I'm trying to design a particle accelerator or anything. Oh wait. Okay, behold. In. Cool, now to do that like 5 more times. Exactly. I've actually got some better accounting because of this mod pack. So I guess thank you for that, I guess. Yeah, here's the part about tech mods I hate. The late game. There's something about all of this super complex crafting and machine building that's just really lame to me. Like, sure, I'm building a particle accelerator, what does that even matter when it's not even fun? This is supposed to feel like an accomplishment of some sort, but it really isn't. If I have any recommendations for this mod pack, after you get oil processing and a bunch of convenient things from it, just probably stop. It's not exactly worth it. I know that might not be the response people are looking to hear, but it's true. I would say this pack got significantly less fun after oil processing. Not to say it's a bad pack, it's just... well, that's where most things tend to fall off, in my opinion. Once they start getting to the insane difficulty stuff. Anyways, probably want to let this rev up for a little bit. I'm gonna sit in this inventory and I'll tab out. Here's how you make a folder before importing things. damn it. I'm in the middle of making a particle accelerator. I don't have time for you, zombie. Bruh. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I do have time for you guys. Not anymore. Alrighty. We're good. Test 1. Huh, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? Okay, well, it's still not injecting anything new. Is this thing not capable of injecting 2 items, or is this thing just not big enough? And if it's not big enough, I'm not sure how much bigger to make this thing. Because this is ludicrous in my reference. But no, apparently, it's definitely stronger, it's just not better. I'll watch a single guidance video, and if that doesn't fix it, that's it. I can't be bothered. Not anymore, I can't.
I'm Chosen Architect, and this is Stone Block 4. Itself is made by assembling some is what, and then outside of those, we want to take our particle accelerator guide rings and place them out, and then right-click them until they turn in this direction. And this is kind of important. On this side, we're going to right-click until it turns, and they
Yes, I can understand.
5 million RF per tick, which is pretty nice. And so let's go ahead and test that. I mean, this is a pretty interesting experience. So if I remove this for right now, we can trigger it and kind of see what are the base speeds that we can achieve on a basic setup like this, where we only power our accelerators and that's it. And now for this, I am going to be using some nitro gates on these things, and these store 5 million RF per tick, which is pretty nice. And so let's go ahead and test that. I mean, this is a pretty interesting experience. So we're going to put a item in here. We can do like redstone dust. I'm pretty sure you can put anything in here that is going to work as a particle. As soon as I put it in here, it's going to slowly start spinning around. So let's try this. It placed it in, and there it goes. It moved into this one, then gets sped up and continues speeding up, and we can see its speed increasing. And eventually, it dispels it. So if it gets to a certain speed and your angles right here are kind of further out than what that formula allows for, well, it's going to fling it out because it basically can't make this very tight turn at those high speeds. And like I said, that's where we get these really low numbers. This is not something that we want. And the way you would do this normally in Oritech is you just need to make this ring bigger. And you need to make sure that your guide rings are within range of each other to make sure your particles stay within the guide rings. And you just need to keep making it bigger and bigger, but also need to keep in mind that it can lose speed too if there's not enough accelerators accelerating it. So all of those things are kind of factors, and it gets really complicated. But we don't have to worry about that too much in this pack because we have the Oritech Things mod. And so if we just place this in the middle and we make sure we give it some power and also give it a few nice upgrades, I mean, we can make this thing work much, much better. But upgrades it can receive, and it can receive some hefty upgrades, mind you. It has a lot of slots over here for upgrades, but the main one that I want to be focusing on is just simply upgrading underneath of it by using a power bank add-on extender. So a power bank add-on extender is going to allow us to beef up its energy capacity by a plus 2.5 million RF, and we also get a transfer rate of 1,000 RF per tick that gets added to it. But we can add modules to this, and we could possibly add more of these, I think. But this alone is a nice hefty bonus and an upgrade. I really wish the quest explained this much, much better, because this was a lot of trial and error. Now for this, we are going to need to actually purchase some stuff. I know, it's nasty, we've got to buy things, we don't have to craft them, but you can't craft them. They literally have to be bought. And thankfully we don't need a whole lot of them, and I did just come into, several $100s for playing this long. So, tier 9 upgrades, here we go. And I need specifically 3 of the capacitor add-on tiers, and I played around with this to find like the perfect balance, by the way. But 3 of the capacity tier 9 upgrades, and 3 of the efficiency add-on tier 9 upgrades. And it was weird, I did a bunch of different tests, like combining different values of these, and this just turns out to be like the perfect combo to get this up and running. And this can do up to over 50,000 joules. But we're not gonna need that. We really just need a maximum of 15, but still, the fact that it can do this much is kind of wild. So now let's go ahead and throw on some upgrades. So we're gonna place the upgrades on the side of the machine just like this, and then we'll add this efficiency add-on. We can add it to the bottom, doesn't really matter on any of the sides, but I'm gonna bring it up to the sides like this, and I'm actually going to add more faces that it can receive power from, because believe it or not, it actually keeps track of the faces and sources that it's receiving power from and its actual sides. So the more of these gates you have on here, the better. And I need to get another one over here. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot one of the most important things. We must retest. I forgot to link this to the actual particle accelerator, otherwise it doesn't know when to kick on. We'll do this. We need an advanced target designator. Yes, one of these things, and that does mean I need to make another one of those real quick. I think we need the original still, and voila. So I'll take this, shift right click, and then right click on that, and that destination is now saved. Perfect. Okay. Interesting. And it's a different dimension, so I'm gonna re-link that. There we go, just make sure that did connect. Okay. You know what? Before I add on these upgrades, we gotta test out just how much this does on its own, because we didn't get the perfect test earlier. That was not a good indication of how much this can actually help the acceleration. So let's go ahead and drop this in. It has no upgrades other than just being covered essentially in those. And now this thing should function. I feel so bad for completely missing that. Ah, yes. So just it alone is able to pull about 2.5. So that goes to show you how much this thing alone helps. But let's actually no numbers. This is not something that we want. And the way you would do this normally in Oritech is you just need to make this ring bigger. And you need to make sure that your guide rings are within range of each other to make sure your particles stay within the guide rings. And you just need to keep making it bigger and bigger, but also need to keep in mind that it can lose speed too if there's not enough accelerators accelerating it. So all of those things are kind of factors, and it gets really complicated. But we don't have to worry about that too much in this pack because we have the Oritech Things mod. And
Okay, so the solution to making a better particle accelerator is simply to not try and build the particle accelerator, and instead crank even more mods into here to make it run properly. Also, the generator is stalling. Tell me something I don't know. But, yeah, I guess I, don't care too much. Oritech Swing mod? Maybe in the future. Do I want to? Nah. Also, I don't think I can modify this pack. Oh well. Yeah, screw the particle accelerator. If I had a different mod, I would, make it so. But guess what? I can't be terribly bothered. So, yeah, that's it. That's Oritech. I might do it again in a better manner, but I'm cutting it after oil or something.